and welcome to another adventure with Randy and Sharon, the Traveling Kites. We took a late summer, early fall vacation week this year, and we started out by visiting our daughter's family in West Virginia. Then on Sunday afternoon, we drove from there up through Pennsylvania to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon area. After leaving Interstate 80, we drove up north through the Williamsport area to a campground called Stony Fork Creek Campground. It's just under 10 miles southwest from Wellsboro, PA. We decided to camp with our tent, so the weather was getting cooler, especially in the evening time, but we set up the tent, brought warm clothes and blankets, and we were all set for a good week together. We got up and traveled just under 10 miles northwest from the campground to Leonard Harrison State Park. It's on the eastern side of the Pine Creek Gorge, which is often called the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. Leonard Harrison himself was a successful lumberman and a business owner from Wellsboro. He owned quite a bit of land in the Pine Creek Gorge area, and he purchased 121 acres of land in 1906 and developed the area known as the Lookout. He donated the picnic grounds to the state for the purpose of tourism, and here we are fulfilling his vision as tourists. Cool and windy up here. This area is full of history for anyone who is interested in the work of the Civilian Conservation Corps, also known as CCC. The forest land in the gorge was clear-cut many years ago, and then the CCC camps came through and replanted all the trees that you see here today. So it was quite an undertaking, and a lot of hard work was done walking up and down these hills planting trees. getting cool out here today. It's about 20 after 4 and the wind is blowing and we've got our sweatshirts on. Sharon's getting cold. We have one bundle of wood that we want to burn tonight, but trying to hold out as long as we can so that it'll last a while, because after that's gone we have to go to bed to stay warm. We've been at this campground since yesterday. We paid for 2 nights and we like it here. It's a very nice campground, but we're thinking about taking a drive and checking out another campground just so we could maybe have a different view for a few days, because we might be here another couple nights. So, you know, might be good with the tent just to switch it up and go somewhere different tomorrow. But if we do that, we're thinking it'd be pretty easy because we don't have to put the tent away or anything. We just take it down and lay it across things in the trunk and head over. We might take a ride this evening and check it out just to see what's available over at the other place that we saw, and we'll see where it goes from here. We're taking a walk on the Pine Creek Railway bicycle trail.
Birdie, birdie in the sky, why did you drop whitewash in my eye? That's okay, little birdie, I won't cry. I'm just glad that cows can't fly.
Technically, at this point right here, folks, you are entering the Grand Canyon of PA. This is the head of the canyon or the mouth of the canyon right here. So if any of you has had that on your bucket list, you can mark it off. You are officially in the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. Woohoo!
Across the gorge from the Leonard Harrison State Park and a little bit further north, we find the Colton Point State Park. And it's located on the western side of Pine Creek Gorge. The Pine Creek Gorge was named a National Natural Landmark in 1968, and according to Wikipedia, it is protected as a Pennsylvania State Natural Area and is an important bird area. Pine Creek is a Pennsylvania scenic and wild river. Henry Colton was also a lumberman who cut timber in the area. He began in 1879. And the Pine Creek Gorge was clear-cut in the late 19th century and early 20th centuries, but was replanted through the efforts of the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, and it is a healthy forest today. The main pathway to the Colton Point Lookout is just above, but there is a worn path right along the edge of the hillside too. You wouldn't want to get too close to the edge because it's so steep that you probably wouldn't be able to stop yourself on the way down. The original railroad bridge was built in 1882 and a subsequent bridge in 1900. At the time it was built, it was the highest railroad bridge in the world at 301 feet. It was also the longest at 2,053 feet. In 1977, the bridge was listed as an historic civil engineering landmark. The bridge was used for tourist trains late in its life. In June of 2002, the bridge was closed for restoration. Then on July 21, 2003, an F1 tornado came through and took out 11 of the 20 structure spans. But it was not a total loss because in 2011, the remainder of the bridge was redesigned as the Kinzua Bridge Skywalk, where tourists can walk 600 feet out onto the bridge. The ruins of the tornado-torn structure can still be viewed from the end of the skywalk. This state park is a popular attraction in the northwest region of Pennsylvania. It is visited frequently by RV travelers, motorcycle riding groups, of which I've been a part, and buses. And we would highly recommend it to anyone who happens to be traveling this way.
It doesn't matter if we smile, huh? Smile.
Smile.